All right, Mocha Marvel.
Hey, do that again. Do that again.
Mocha Marvels. Welcome to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor and a little shake to your morning blend this Saturday. I am your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and of course, my co-host, officially Jorge.
Good morning.
Cafe con leche. He got me all discombobulated. Okay, listen.
Well, it's a beautiful sunshiny day here in the Bay Area, as you can
Yes,
tell
it is.
by looking at our background.
Honey, we've got the blues and all the sun. Okay, how are you?
I'm fabulous, honey, baby girl. Oh my God, this is it. This is it.
The end of season 5. But guess what?
We're coming back.
Okay, I'm like, come on, help me out.
We're trying to hit that. We're going to get that 6-pack back.
That 6-pack, six-pack, boom. Listen, Mocha Marvels, this is our last episode for season 5, and we are super, super duper excited for everything that we have in store for season 6. But we missed you last week, honey.
Oh, I missed all of you too. But what I didn't miss was Kenya Woodard's Sunday afternoon extravaganza about the Black press, the history of the Black press in Florida. So straight from Africa to the conference rooms. And so congratulations to her. I just know that's only the beginning of that whole situation. So it was super cute.
I'm so glad and happy that it went well. I was out of town, so I couldn't make it, but I am so excited for her, that she chose to tell that story.
Yeah.
Really chose to do it. Everything was purposeful. So congratulations, Kenya.
We was learning some things. And the other thing is too, congratulations to our sister shows on the network, because the Fab Lab with Liz Everett and Stephanie J, and of course the Val Trender Show that wrapped up their seasons just last week. And so that was, they put in the time, work, and the effort, and you guys watched. And I just, it's just so exciting for us to be a part of all this stuff that is happening. Just the amount of hours and content, that the network is putting out for our Mocha Marvels. Like, way to go. Fantastic. Congratulations to your first seasons on the network. And, that's what we're doing.
All that stuff. And plus, the production team, the production on the Mocha Media Network, honey, is top notch.
Top notch. Hair and makeup. Hair and makeup teams. I've never had so many styles in one season. And you too, right?
I know.
Right. From the lengths to the colors to the backgrounds. Look.
That's right.
Look.
Listen. But look, before we get into all that, we have to get us a little taste of coffee. I don't have any this morning, but I'm sure my Cafe con leche has a little something he can sip on, right?
There isn't anything that happens until this happens.
Bam, Black is beautiful. We'll be right back with Mocha in the Morning. We're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. Stay tuned.
There you have it.
All right, welcome back, Mocha Marvels, to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. I'm your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and of course, my Cafe con leche official Jorge is right there with me, and he has all of your steamers for the week. What you got for us, babe?
Pastor Mike.
Hey.
Are you ready for everything that's happening in Black Hollywood and entertainment?
I am.
Well, welcome to our table.
Baby, don't do it. It's too soon.
Yes! I have the perfect steamer to start off with, and that is Doja Cat says she is out. Yes. Okay. Oh, she felt some kind of way. Just go to HollywoodUnlocked.com. You can see where Doja Cat is tweeting about how she is quitting music.
Okay.
Girl.
She just got into music, didn't she?
Well, you know what? That wasn't even my first question. My first question was, who is that? Now, who is the stray cat? Like who like
the shade? Honey.
Well, apparently she's been on tour. She's been on tour in South America.
Yeah.
And she puts an apology to Brazil. She was like, sorry, like I didn't give y'all the kind of show that I wanted to give y'all. And when you know she's been like in and out of COVID and all that situation. But again, I guess she didn't like some of the feedback she was getting from, you know, the cancellation of some of her shows. She just wasn't feeling it. And, you know, Twitter, it has no remorse. There's no filter on Twitter.
Listen, right.
And it was like, they're like, mira, no, señora. They're like, ¿qué? And then she was like, I'm finito.
Oh.
Meow. Whoa. She was like, meow, and they're like, it's a mess. The litter box is in shambles.
So how many lives does she get? Well, she said she out, so she don't need no more lives, right?
I guess she's up 9 lives real quick. But how many times have we heard that where an artist is like they're out?
Yeah, only because, you know, they hit this little thing and now they feel like, oh my gosh. Well, for one, in order for you to retire, you got to put a little more time in, baby.
At least 20, right? Is it the typical retiring 20 years at one thing and then
at least give us something? Like, what you mean you retiring? Retiring from, you just started, baby.
I know.
Like the grandmoms would say, baby, you just got started. what you retiring from?
Yeah, I know.
Like you said, people just starting to know your little name. Listen, ain't gonna hate.
Hopefully she can straighten out all these hairballs that she's got going on in her life, and there'll be like a return of the. Maybe she'll get one more life. Right? Maybe she'll get like one. Maybe she got one more life that we don't know. Moving on. Malia Obama, hello, is a writer on Donald Glover's new show. We're talking about like a deal like 8 figures. But the thing is, we literally know on Amazon, right? We don't have a title, but apparently the main character of this new show is a Beyonce like figure.
So could we talk like a Beyonce like figure?
Is it physically or like, like I don't know, like is she like, you know?
Look, that could be many things.
It could be many things.
To figure out what we doing. I'm just trying to figure out. Because the only person, let me see, could it be like she ain't Beyonce like, but she's Beyonce's protege. Could it be like Halle? Is that the one that's right under that's got the like I do? Is that Halle or is that Chloe? Which one is it?
Who knows? But I mean, I'm sure we cannot wait to see what happens with that. Anything that anybody Obama touches, we're just here for it. Like, period. Congratulations. Very super smart and very talented young ladies. The Black Girl Magic is only beginning. That particular show is just only the beginning, and so we can't wait to see what comes out of that. I mean, I love it. You know what I'm saying? The future is very Black. Yeah. So, oh man, listen to this. So Rihanna's doppelganger, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miss Priscilla, if y'all don't know her name. So she causes first of all, it's the resemblance is uncanny. So she is traveling in Brazil, and there's the paparazzi, the press, everybody goes mad crazy. Just go to BET.com. People over here touching her belly, all that.
That was my question.
All the things, like all the
things. Is she pregnant as well?
It's like, it's not even Rihanna.
But is she pregnant as well for people to even be that confused?
Child, like like it just takes one person to cause the stir.
You right.
And then like whether she is pregnant or, but like how you just gonna run into somebody and just be like,
let me rub your belly.
And there's Brazil, so who knows like what kind of like, you know, voodoo stuff and magical stuff they're trying to rub, you know, because in the voodoo. I mean, because in the Caribbean, like, you know, whenever I would see my grandmama rub on people's belly, you know, something's happening.
Something's going down.
But the thing is, she even conducted an interview with the local news. And what? I'm like,
but she conducted the interview as herself, of course.
Yes, but like, ain't nobody care. That's the last thing that people were concerned about, whether she was the real Rihanna or not. But this woman is totally like making like a whole, but at the same time, like, again, Rihanna has found all these ways to kind of like stay in the press. So now, like, who knows what kind of like underground deal is going down or whatever. If Rihanna don't feel like being somewhere, hey girl, I just booked you a flight. I just booked you a flight.
I need for you
wear this, stroll, smile, because like I'm tired today. So
I'm too tired. Look, the baby is taking a lot out of me today. I just cannot be there. So let me shoot you $500,000 for you to make this appearance.
I mean, but like, I would love that job. That'd be awesome, right?
Listen, I'd be like, when you want me to be? When? How long? Okay. Listen, I would. You wouldn't have to. You want me to just click? I'd be at the airport. Got a bag ready.
We got a bag ready. Although, like, I don't know. I feel really iffy when people tell me like, here, just take this bag and carry it. I'm like, what's the bag?
Don't worry about it. Look, she's already got everything packed for me. My clothes are ready. Everything is just prepared and ready for me to just jump on a private jet. Okay.
You know,
my private jet.
Right. Well, so obviously she's been rubbed the right way.
Yeah.
Right, so Colin Kaepernick joins Naomi Osaka skincare company, Kinlo. Mm-hmm. And what's really awesome is the Miami Open is happening. And so the finals are actually today and tomorrow.
So speaking of Naomi Osaka, I know this is a little monkey wrench in your steamers. Mm-hmm. Did I read somewhere that Naomi neglected to know that there was a movie about the Williams sisters? Did I read that wrong?
Look,
I read that. And I was like, she can't be serious right now.
You know, Naomi has a way of trolling the trollers. Okay. I mean, she's very savvy. She's very savvy in the way that she uses her social media. And so, like, for instance, there was another professional tennis player who was like, you know, all these women are talking about equal pay, you know, for work and whatever. And he was like, well, you know, we're out here playing 5 sets and the women only play 3. So there's a discussion to be had about what equal is. And so she turned around and was like, well, I don't understand why a man is talking about women's sports. And then she's like, if you want to add more to my job, well, then can I add more to your job?
Listen.
And a lot of people have kind of written her off, but I mean, congratulations to her and Colin Kaepernick for, you know, sticking to, you know, their stance and, you know, and standing their ground when it comes to, you know, Black Lives Matters and mental health issues, period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're not letting anyone push them to the back of the court.
Don't push me because I'm close to the, okay.
But we got to get our hands on some of this skincare.
Yes.
And, because, you know, skincare is not just for the ladies, it's for the men. Man, you got to moisturize, protect yourself from the sun.
Yes, absolutely. So you can have radiant skin like officially Jorge.
I mean, this ain't Zoom, honey. It's not
Look,
Zoom.
This is not Zoom, baby. I didn't wake up like this. That took time, preparation.
Yes. Okay. And a little bit of rubbing from my abuela. So
that part.
All right. So guess who loves to fly? And it shows Delta Airlines. Well, Hampton University becomes the very first Delta Airlines HBCU propel. So come on, women pilots.
I'm so excited about that. That is just amazing to me. It really, really, really is. Like, this is, excuse me, truly, truly innovative, and it's taken the steps in the right direction to get to increase the diversity in the pipeline. We want to see, you know, one of the proudest moments was my son and my godson when we flew to Belize, that both pilots in the cockpit were Black.
Right.
And they let them come and sit up there and talk with them and all kinds of things. I was like, this is just amazing. We need to see more of this.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, Hampton University, that particular HBCU is a co-ed university. But anyways, it's the Black and Friendly Skies.
Yeah. Hey. Not Soul Plane. But the Black
Soul Plane. Yeah. No snakes on those planes.
No snakes, baby. I can't with you. I cannot.
Anyways, glad to be back. Happy to be here with you. Happy to be here with all of you on this Saturday morning. And that is everything that is happening in Black Hollywood and entertainment.
All right. Mocha Marvel, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Piping Hot. Yes, don't miss it.
Hey guys, I am so excited to introduce you guys to a new business in Gulfport, Florida, right over by St. Pete. It's called Pop Goes the Waffle. I'm sure you've heard of it. She started with a food truck. She's been all over St. Pete and Tampa Bay with her wonderful Liège waffles. They taste scrumptious, guys. I am so excited to introduce you guys to the owner.
Hi, it's the Fun Foodie Mama. I'm here with Sarah. She's the owner of Pop Goes the Waffle. Yes. And we're excited because she's opening a new brick and mortar store. Can you tell us a little bit about the store and how you decided to open a brick and mortar?
Well, we outgrew our space. We've been in a small 532 square foot commissary for the past 3 years. And we just needed a larger space for waffle production. But luckily when we found the space in Gulfport, it has room for a large kitchen and for a cafe. So we were lucky to find it, and so we can have people come in and have delicious waffles on the spot. And we can accommodate our wholesale suppliers, our wholesale customers. All right, so one of the items we're excited about in the cafe is we're able to feature waffle donuts in our pastry cakes. So a waffle donut is a 3-ounce version of our Liège waffle, and it's covered with either white chocolate, dark chocolate, or caramel. We put all sorts of delicious toppings like chili mango, dried orange. We do a black and white, which is an homage to New York City, and caramel apple, strawberry shortcake. The combinations are endless, so we're super excited for people to try this.
And there you have it, guys. So again, come out to Gulfport, Florida, which is right outside of St. Pete. You won't be disappointed, guys. Pop Goes the Waffle with owner Sarah Flood. And I am the Fun Foodie Mama.
All right, Mocha Marvels. Welcome back to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. It is time for Piping Hot, and you know I cannot get this done without my sister circle. So let's get them on in the room for this wonderful Saturday morning. Miss Kenya Woodard.
Happy Saturday. Yay! Hey, everybody.
Hey. Hello there, Miss Liz Everett.
Happy Saturday. It's time to slay.
All right. And the twins' mama, Kia Shakur.
What's up? Happy Saturday, guys. I can only be on for a little bit because it's their birthday party today. I only got a little bit of time.
It's already been a year. That is bananas. All right. Listen, let's jump right on, honey, into the show. First of all, we want to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of Tyree Sampson, the young man who was killed, who died from a tragic accident at the amusement park here in Orlando. Kia, this is just unbelievable to me. Like, I'm so sad that this young man lost his life trying to have fun on an amusement park. I'm even more upset, I think, at how this is playing out, because I don't understand how the park, what I've been reading is that they're saying, oh, it was locked under investigation. When it came back, it was locked. But really, how is this possible? I know they're not trying to say that this young man who is a little overweight and could hardly ride any other rides, that he slipped out of this one.
Yeah, and let's be honest, he wasn't a little overweight. When I saw the picture of him, for him to be 14, he looked like he's 30 with 5 kids and a grandkid on the way. He was a big kid, like a football player size 14-year-old. And he was very nervous on the ride. He had told his friends, please tell my mom and dad I love them, because he knew something was wrong. Like, he knew it was moving way, way too much. And he fell from a ride actually called the free fall drop, which that just is tragic. It just, I don't like it. He fell from 430 feet in the air. And the ride, what it does is it goes up, then it goes down a little bit, then it goes up and down, then shoots you all to the top, and then takes you back down. And the inertia, because the ride kept going. He fell, the ride kept going, and the inertia is what locked the seat back in place. It's just very tragic, and I hope the family is compensated for this, because it's tragic. And it also is very interesting that he was turned away from 2 other rides, rightfully so, for his size. You would think the ride operator for this ride have been like, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm sorry, homie, you can't ride the ride.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth and transparently. I'm a big girl. Been that way for years. Okay. I have been turned away from rides at Universal and other places because, honey, Betty and Rose, these girls up here, they couldn't put, I'm sorry. My friends who are watching this, they are very familiar with me calling them Betty and Rose.
We get it, Keisha. We see you in public. You are top heavy.
I am.
Capital P.
And so, and listen, and some of the rides, I don't care how much they pushing them, they're not going. And so I have not been able to ride the ride because they can't clamp the things over them. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't want to ride if I can't be secure. And the ride operator's like, I'm so sorry. Don't be, honey. I'm safe.
Don't be sorry. I think more people who are, Keisha's size or this kid's size, stop making it seem like it's a fat phobic thing. No, it's a safety issue, madam. Sure. Yeah. We can't have you riding this ride to make you feel good about yourself and we can't get it closed. There's no ride extension seat like on an airplane seat. Exactly. We can't bring no extra piece of metal to tie you into this seat.
We just gonna, you stand out. I'm gonna stand to the side and let y'all ride. I'll hold the bags. Like, keep me safe on the sidelines. That's where I am. So like you said, I hope that his family and, justice is served in some way. Won't bring him back, but at least, they, hell, they're calling for the ride to be closed down altogether. So, we'll see. But moving forward, let's talk about the Black News Channel, which I have worked with BNC before with some of my clients as a publicist. This, I will say, BNC kind of started off kind of rocky, if I can say that word, kind of rocky. And even when it came on, I was just like, there's some things missing. There's some things not quite gelling, right? Can you? So I'm sad to see that it is gone, because I think people were rooting for the network to stay up and continue to run. However, the backer said he's the founder, who is a billionaire, says he's done.
Yeah, he's done. Hey, listen, the bottom line is that anyone who knows, if you're going to get into a news business type of operation, be prepared to lose a lot of money. News just doesn't turn a profit. It just doesn't. It's a valuable thing, but it doesn't make the kind of money that Shad Khan was expecting to come in. But then again, this is a man that owns the Jaguars. But anyway, here's the deal. He put up millions and millions of dollars into this particular venture, and it just couldn't turn around. I think it's been 3 years, almost 3 years now, and it just couldn't turn around. The expectations that he probably had for it just couldn't be met. And so now 230 people are out of a job. There's one less news source for folks to turn to, especially if we're talking about news that affects and targets a Black audience. It's a void, no doubt. But the bottom line is that it wasn't it wasn't unexpected, at least not for me. It really was a matter of how long is this gonna last? And also if it was gonna be able to attract other investors, because I couldn't imagine Khan hanging on for too much longer, at least with the Jaguars, the merchandise sales, right? So, hey, he can afford those, $20 million player salaries. But with the news operation, not so much.
Yeah. But, I feel horrible for those 200 plus people who got zero notice that they were going to be out of work, out of insurance or whatever, or that have not been paid
right.
previous work, which is even scarier. So I'm wishing the best for them. Kenya, while I have you, let's talk about Justice Clarence Thomas and him. Is he like picking and choosing which cases he's going to refuse? Like, okay, so he's not going to be a part of those involving his son, but he's going to stay on for those involving his wife?
That's what it looks like. Listen, for a lot of people, this is not a surprise. Clarence Thomas, his behavior on the court has always been a source of controversy. Remember, this is the guy, I think it was a few years ago, he went on record having only spoken twice on asking questions in a hearing before the court. He doesn't have a lot to say. And then, of course, his opinions on cases are scathing. That's when he really waits to kind of let loose. But this behavior, for a lot of people who have been watching his, tenure on the court, they're not too surprised. What is surprising is Chief Justice Roberts' behavior in terms of kind of putting some kind of handle on Clarence Thomas and his pattern of recusal. So it's interesting to watch how this is going to shake out. First of all, let me say Clarence Thomas won't be departing the bench. So anybody hoping for that, you can kind of just dash those hopes. But what is going to be, interesting is to see how he moves forward with these cases that are going to come before him, especially dealing with January 6th and that committee, things that are going to be coming out of that. A lot of people are pointing to his absence from the bench in the last week and a half as, proof of his trying to figure out exactly what he's going to do moving forward so that, he doesn't have to handle certain cases or what have you. I just think it's all pretty interesting. I can't wait to see how it shakes out.
Now it's something really quick. Yeah. I feel like, I know a lot of white people say, oh, he got this job because of affirmative action. She got the job because of affirmative action. I feel like Clarence Thomas is the only real example of someone getting a job because of affirmative action. He doesn't do anything. He's just the Black guy on the Supreme Court. He doesn't speak that often. He doesn't really publicize that often. He doesn't do anything. Like, he was the most talented Black person at the time.
Right.
Was everybody else asleep?
Everybody
else? I don't know.
I think the
this
bigger
who you
issue,
chose.
Right.
I think the bigger issue, if we're honest too, is the fact that his wife and him have such overlaying issues as to what they do and don't talk about. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's named as her, some of her texts say like best friend, you know what I mean? And then to me, she is playing it smart with pillow talk.
Yes. Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's really what the gist of it is, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, we still team Ketanji Brown Jackson. Come on, God. But let's go on and get to the topic of
Kia can't wait.
So unless you've been under a rock, and I mean several deep, heavy rocks, okay, you know that the Oscars on Sunday was one for the history books, okay? In so many ways. It was produced by an all-Black production team, okay? We had a memorandum, right, FAMU graduates, one time, whoop, whoop, go ahead, Will, go ahead, Shayla, whoop, whoop. All of the presenters were HBCU graduates, in case you didn't know. But Will Packer was a little overshadowed by Will Smith, okay? Because Will Smith decided that he was pissed off, very delayed pissed off, and decided to slap hell out of Chris Rock. I mean, open hand slap hell out of Chris Rock. Chris Rock was so shocked and stunned that he did not know, like, what the hell just, Liz, when you saw that, what did you do? Like, what did you do? I know what I did. What did you do?
I was really confused. Like, I literally was like, it was one of those things where I watched and I was like, that can't be right. Wait, is that part of it? Wait, no. And then I watched a replay and I was like, wait, that was real. And to me, it was when he sat down and said, keep my wife's name out of you. And I was like, okay, so you've been waiting for a long time. I feel like they have both made light out of every situation over the past 3 years and, come to the table and tried to be so constructive, but everybody has their breaking point. And I'm definitely not excusing what he did at all. I'm just saying, like, I have been in a situation where I was mad about something else, and that was just my breaking point, and that person got the wrath, and it was hard for me to realize that, I overstepped my bound. Luckily, I didn't hit anybody. I just said something, you know what I mean? But, I could not believe it, to be honest with you. Like, I could not believe it. And especially because we all know, to have the reputation that he has in Hollywood and in beyond, the things that he has probably overcome, had to do, had to put in action, how careful he's had to be in the past with all kinds of different things that have probably tried to rise against him. And then for this to be the thing that really, like,
yeah. It was an emotional roller coaster. And I know for people in the room, it was just like, I don't know, like, how to feel, because we're waiting and anticipating that this man is about to win Best Actor, but
we're here for something totally different and excited about him for something totally different.
Listen, and here this goes. Kia, now there are a lot of speculations on why this happened. What?
Okay, there are 2 hood rules that'll never change. Number 1, you can't talk bad about somebody and then tell them how mad they can get. That's not how that works. Number 2, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face. These are the 2 rules that apply no matter where you go, no matter what you say. This is just the truth and reality of it. Number 1 thing that we're going to say as a group, none of us, Mocha in the Morning as a whole, does not condone violence. We do not agree that he should have slapped him in the face. What we do agree with is that we all knew eventually that Will was going to snap and he was going to go off on somebody in an interview, or a reporter who asked too many questions, or somebody. It was bound to happen. But the fact that it happened on a grand international stage for a joke that I'm sorry, I know a lot of people are like, but it's a medical condition. Yeah, she has alopecia, which is embarrassing for women. I mean, I've lost most of my edges thanks to giving birth to those 2 gremlins that I have now. Love you, babies. But it's not a terminal illness. That's how people are making it seem like. It was a bad joke. No one in the audience really liked it. No one thought it was a good joke. But did he deserve to get smacked for that joke? I don't think it was warranted that much anger. And they do have history with Chris, and I know Kenya can probably expound on that better because there's history there, and it's just a lot.
It is. Kenya, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so initially I thought it might still be a buildup of everything over the last 3 years. Remember, just a couple of months ago, or at least a month ago, the entanglement thing came up with Laverne Cox on the red carpet, and they kind of laughed it off and went on about their business. Laverne got a lot of heat, but they didn't say anything about it. And so then you get to the Oscars and you see, Will smacking up Chris. And so from what I understand, there was a Variety article that kind of touched on immediate reactions after, at the after party, after everything went down. And someone from the Academy went on record, but without their name rather, so they weren't on record, but they kind of said, listen, he better be glad that's all he got, because obviously there's some history and some tension between the Smiths and Chris. And I don't know if y'all caught that clip of Samuel L. Jackson dapping up Will exactly after the smackdown. My hunch is that Chris is probably not the most well-liked Black man amongst Black folks in Hollywood. That's just my hunch. That's just my hunch. Yeah,
you're 100% right. He is not well liked in Hollywood. He is, people kind of say he kind of chucks and jives a little bit with the other white comedians, with letting them say the N-word and different little things like that, you know. And then we have everybody's favorite hood rat, Tiffany Haddish, saying that that it was the most beautiful thing she's ever seen. And that's, I mean, I don't think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, because it puts a tarnish on all of us, especially not just Black Hollywood actors, Black professionals. Because now white people just want to come up to us and go, well, what do you think about that? I'm like, sir, I'm just here to buy meat from Target. I really can't give you my feedback about this.
Yeah, I refuse to carry that burden. I don't do respectability politics. I'll look at somebody blank in their face and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm kind of confused by that whole notion that a lot of people are having, that, oh my God, this makes us look so bad. Guess what? We look bad before then anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really change anything. It reinforces what they already knew. And some people were like, well, you know, Will has been like the darling of white America. And now all of a sudden, you know, he's being called a thug, and you know, which goes to show that even though they liked him, they still thought underneath he was an N-word. So it doesn't really change anything.
Like Kanye said, you still up in a coop.
Still.
Listen, this is the thing too. I feel, because I've read Will's book, and I do know that there are there's trauma that he deals with protecting women, and because he wasn't able to protect his mom from his father when he was beating her. And he said that clearly, like, I've carried that with me because I wasn't able to protect my mom. Like that is something he seeks approval from women in his life, his mom, Jada, his ex-wife. Will has only been single for like 15 days in his life.
Yeah.
He said that in his book, like he needs and depends on the approval, satisfaction, encouragement of a woman. And so I think that even if he was like, ha ha ha, like I think Tony Gaston's his name, this guy, like this coach or whatever, he was saying like, yeah, Jada got that Griselda Blanco energy. Like, oh, you laughing, Will? You better go put in that work on that stage. He talking about your wife, me, you need to go do what you got to do. And it was so funny. Like, it was not funny, but you know, people have done all kind of skits, and it was like, one guy was like, yeah, Will Smith was like, ha ha, and then he looked over at Jada and was like, he was like, oh.
No, a lot of people say that. And then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came out with an article this morning saying that it's toxic masculinity that Will thought his wife is so fragile and that we think women are so fragile. And I want to say, Kareem, shut up.
Please.
I'm sorry. As Black women, we like for our partners to protect us. That is part of their job. You guys, men always complain about, you know, women these days are too modern. They don't let us do anything and da 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 da. Well, some of us do want to be protected. We do want our husband to say, no, you need to back up from my wife. So we're not trying to be damsels in distress, but we do want our husbands to protect us. No one asked you, Kareem. No one asked you.
I'll be honest, I'm 5'9", right? Like, and most people look at me and go like, oh, she's fine. And I'm like, okay, but I'm still a soft woman who is not built to defend herself all the time. I'm not tough as nails. I mean, I'm a tough girl. Don't get me wrong. And you don't want none, I'll tell you that. But let me put that out there.
You don't want no
smoke. You don't want none. Right. You don't want no smoke. But I don't want no smoke either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to light the fire for the smoke, but I got a match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that that what happens is too, is like he was saying, like, and like all of us have said in many different ways, Black women in the past and a lot in the present, we are made to be, oh, she's so tough, and you value me for my strength, and you value me for my overcoming, and you value me for my, when do I get to take a break? Because my brown life is kind of tiring sometimes.
Yeah.
And so we do need to be protected and loved and cared for.
Yeah.
It also kind of speaks to how for some men, they don't pay attention to what women say, right? Jada has requested Chris to, not address certain things for a long time. She's been asking, and he didn't, adhere to her. It kind of reminds me of that saying that some men only listen to other men because that's all they respect.
Yeah.
They don't respect women, period. So unless, a man tells them, or in Will Smith's case, comes up and smacks the piss out of them on national TV, that's the only time that they're going to get it. That's the only way they're going to get it. Otherwise, they don't care. And I think that was kind of blatant. I mean, I'm sure, there was other people in the audience Chris could have, went to. He could have, cracked some jokes on anybody else, but he zeroed right in on Jada, even knowing that there had been requests from her and Will, hey man, kind of lay off. We know you got a job to do, but ease up.
Leave me alone. That's all you got to do. And I just want to point out that Will's book is now flying off the Amazons on shelves, and the Audibles are now.
Get it.
It's downloaded, and everybody's getting it. And Chris Rock's tour is now selling out because people are waiting to hear his response. I bet you he saves his response for on stage or for whatever special he puts out, which would make sense. So at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to be some big, huge deal like everybody thinks it is. It'll probably only come up every time the Oscars roll around, or, when Chris passes away, people will make jokes about it or something years down the line. But I don't think this is as big of a deal as a lot of people, particularly white Americans, white people and Zoe Kravitz are like, I'm so traumatized. It's hurt my feelings so much. Like, I'm so devastated. Like it hurt me so bad. He could have fallen down and died. Like, really? He could have fallen down and died.
It got crazy on Twitter. Like, people were going way left. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I did say
team do the most.
Oh, it was bad. It was. Like, the takes are terrible. Ugh.
Okay. So what about, so obviously there's some good and bad that has happened after this, as Kia mentioned. And some people feel how they feel. Some people feel like, great, he's wonderful, he protected his wife. Some people are like, oh my God, you could do this differently. I feel like it could have been handled differently, but that is just what it is. However, the red table talk, because it was announced that they're going to address, Jada and Will are going to address this situation on the red table talk.
God, please stop. Please put this table away. Please. This is where y'all problems start.
I want this.
Put this table away.
Nope. Don't do
Liz
it.
agrees with me, right, Liz? Liz, you're with me, aren't you?
Yes. Because here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We Hollywood asks us, make us human, right? Realize we have humanity, blah, blah. And then you see why people stage things, right? Why people supposedly have beef that don't really have beef. You know what I'm saying? Because you see Chris Rock's show, selling out. Now Will's book selling out. This is why so much chaos continues to go on. And now you turn around and say, we're going to sit back at the table of trauma and keep making it traumatic.
Okay, but and if that's
traumatic, I know traumatic is not a thing, but you gonna keep making it traumatic.
Okay, well, if by that logic, then Chris shouldn't say anything at his shows. It should just be dead now.
You're comparing apples and spaceships.
What I'm saying is that they have a platform where they can talk about from their side, and Chris does too, and I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's perfectly fine for both to continue to talk about it from their perspectives. That's all I'm saying.
And that's perfectly fine. And we're gonna move on because this is what we could talk about forever. There was and is an array and a beautiful display of Black excellence at this year's Oscars, right? So we had Will Packer and Shayla McCowan, both FAMU battlers, who produced this show. So whoop, 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 whoop. It's the first time that it was produced by a Black producer with an all Black production.
In 94 years.
Yeah. And in addition to that, there was a 5 million viewership increase for this year. It's still not as high as other years have been for Oscars, but it's a 5 million, increase in viewership. So that's that. What else was great? Obviously, Sam Jackson, Kenya. Sam Jackson received his first ever Oscar, and Denzel presented it to him. Now, I tell you, it'd be your own people. They're like, but isn't it just an honorary Oscar?
Listen, so here's the deal. I think all of us are pretty much familiar with Hollywood in terms of what it takes to actually get an award. Do y'all see Samuel L. Jackson taking on any of them kind of roles to get awards, especially roles where he can't say MF? Come on. It's just not happening. It's not happening. This was a great
Emmy for Polit Me Gray, the Serious Life of Polit. He's probably going to win an Emmy for that. But as far as an Oscar, if your movie has to be so boring it puts people to sleep for you to be nominated for an Oscar.
And one thing we know about Sam, he ain't taking on no boring roles. So, this is fantastic for him. And honestly, long overdue. This man has, left a huge mark on Hollywood as an actor, as a producer. I mean, and then for him to get the award from Denzel, the only thing I'm mad about is that it wasn't televised. But I understand, you can't put everything on the show, but it would have been great to have that live. That would have been awesome.
Snakes on a Plane, still my favorite. It's still my favorite because it's so ridiculous. I love Snakes on a Plane. I'm sorry. He's appeared in over 150 films. That means he's doing 2 films a year?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the highest paid in Hollywood.
Yes.
And then not to mention,
those are some long days too.
Yeah, he has a great story. I mean, this is a guy that battled cocaine and crack addiction and has become, at the top of the food chain in Hollywood. HBCU
He was so good in that one movie he played a crackhead in. He was very good in that. What was that?
Because he had lived that experience.
He had lived, for real. And let's not forget about Ariana DeBose. Is that how I say her name? From the West Side Story, Afro-Latina, openly gay. Who's like, hey, let's be out and let's celebrate this moment. So congratulations to her. And also Miss Beyonce, who did an amazing performance. I loved her performance. Shut down a good little piece of Compton to do it. I keep seeing headlines that say Beyonce and Blue Ivy, but somehow I miss Blue Ivy. Where was she?
I don't know. I don't know if she was a part of the song or something, but I didn't see her either. And not to bring the funny back to the show, but are we talking about Tiffany Haddish or are we skipping it?
Oh, girl, no. We definitely talk about Tiffany and how she straightened that ET reporter, honey, who called her Dolce & Gabbana a costume. She was like, wait a minute, honey, this is money. This is what success looks like, honey.
I paid for this.
She was doing the most, you guys. Come on. She was doing the most for no reason. And the outfit was ugly.
Together. Tiffany got her together because you know what? You didn't talk to anybody else like that. You asked everybody else about their gown, who designed it, whatever else. I watched some of the other interviews, but you want to go to Tiffany, and because she looks different, you want to say, oh, so you did a costume change? No, darling, this is Dolce & Gabbana. It's created and designed for her. It's couture. Have a great day. Have all the seats. You could be front row at that fashion show, your very own, with your microphone, sitting down, watching me walk by. Thank you. I'd have done the same thing.
In a Prada bag.
Because you shan't come for me, And yeah, Tiffany said, you want the smoke, you're gonna get it. You think you're being cute? You can have the smoke. And I handed her a match and let her light it.
Listen, the reporter may have been like, I wasn't trying. But
she wasn't ready. She really wasn't trying. She wasn't trying to be offensive, I don't think, but she sure got the smoke.
I think she was trying to be offensive. I think she was just saying what has been said, like, oh, you're doing a costume change, like a quick look, like when Anne Hathaway hosted and she changed like 15 times, and people were like, almost get my face with my light. And she changed like 15 times. They're like, oh, she's just doing all these costume changes. Those were all couture gowns, and no one said anything. And now Tiffany is just like, and I'm sorry, her second dress was hideous. I liked her first dress better. Was it just me who liked the first dress better?
If you're talking about fashion, right? And Tiffany's trying to get more into the fashion world. If someone calls you, if they say one of two things, you should be highly offended. One, if they say she clearly can't edit, that means you don't know how to put an outfit together. Oh, well, her edit is off. Oh, I really like her outfit. And the other person goes, her edit is off. You don't know how to put together an outfit. Your silhouette is wrong, whole thing. Okay. But the other thing is, if somebody calls your outfit a costume, that is a high crime, because they're basically saying like you're trying to put on a character. And so I'm wondering if Tiffany took it from that perspective, because she's running with that fashion crowd a little bit more and understanding what certain things mean. And if somebody is not in that crowd and running with them, they may not know how offensive that is. Just like costume design, wardrobe styling, and fashion styling are not, these are three totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, well, ladies, that's going to wrap us up for Piping Hot. Thank you, as always, for being here with me to talk about all of the good stuff and the bad, too, sometimes. I love you. I love you. I love you. This is our last show for season 5. So you won't see the girls for a couple of, I don't know, till we come back for season 6, because we are coming back in the fall for season 6. So happy summer to all of you, Mocha Marvels. We love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Love you. We love you.
We'll see you in the fall. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and take a look at this week's Mocha Minute.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Kia, and I am here with this week's Bold Roast. And I am so proud and happy to be here with someone I know personally who wrote an amazing book called My Mama is a Davy. Please welcome to Mocha in the Morning, Kirti Prasad. Hi, Kirti.
Hi, Kia. Hi, everyone.
It's so great to have you here. So you wrote an amazing book called My Mama is a Davy. Please tell us all about your book.
Yes, My Mama's a Davy is a children's picture book that celebrates female empowerment through motherhood. So the book is written from the perspective of a child who throughout the book compares their mama to a Davy. And if you don't know what a Davy is the Sanskrit word for goddess. So essentially, the child is comparing their mama to a goddess.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So that is such a wonderful concept. So what inspired you to write this book?
So I am a mama of 2. When I had my first daughter, I suffered from postpartum depression. I went from being a skinny and petite little girl to gaining so much weight. And even after I had my daughter, I struggled with loving my new body, accepting my new image. And I just kind of just poured myself into motherhood and just forgot about taking care of myself. And one day, she was about 18 months old. Her name is Sonia. She came up to me when I was sitting at my vanity, and ironically, at the same time, I was thinking about my image and I didn't like how I looked and what can I do to build my self-esteem and make me feel better. And she came up and she put her hand on my back and she just goes, "Mama, you're pretty." And I was just like, wow, that hit me really hard emotionally. And I thought, I need to look at myself the way my child looks at me, because children look at their mothers like they are the most amazing people in the world. And we are, but we don't feel that when we see ourselves. So that kind of inspired the book.
And that's beautiful. And just to touch on it really quick, what advice would you give for women who are on their first child and dealing with postpartum? Because they didn't used to call it postpartum. They called it, they just have the baby blues. They'll snap out of it. And it's more than that. So what advice would you give to them?
I would say just be gentle with yourself. You created a whole human. And I know when I got that advice, I thought it was, not very helpful until I really learned to embrace it. But you have to be gentle with yourself. You can't be the best version of yourself for your child if you don't love yourself. So just, take your time, focus on your child and get back to what it is that you love.
Awesome. So, and there's a lot of different Davies in the book, and which one do you feel relates to you the most and kind of inspired you to be a better you?
I feel like Sita. Sita, she is the wife of our Hindu god Sri Ram, and her role, her personality, she is just the perfect mom, the perfect wife. And I feel like I relate to her in that sense because that's what I try to be all the time. And she's also a very fun and loving mother to her sons. But through that, I feel like I kind of learned that I could be the perfect mom and be the perfect wife and take care of myself at the same time.
And I know Kirsty in real life, like we're actually close. I'm actually related to her through marriage, just full disclosure. And I have watched this woman get her master's degree and then throwing every party. She even allowed her daughter to come up with her own, what was it, Princess Day that you guys have in your house now? Princess Day. So she really does try to do it all. And, this book is based on Southeast Asian culture, but does it translate to, kids who are not Southeast Asian, who are not Guyanese? I'm a mother who is got Southeastern children, even though I'm a Black mom, does it relate to other races?
Of course. Taking the Davies out of the book, in our culture, we believe that women, no matter if you're Hindu, if you're Jewish, if you're Muslim, if you're Christian, there is a goddess inside of you. So just with that concept alone, the words of the book, how the child is admiring their mom, it relates to anyone. And also, if you look at some of the pictures in the book, there are mothers that are young and there are also mothers that are older, because in this day and age, you can be a young mother, you can be a new mom as an older mom. There's no timeline.
So you've written this book. Can we expect anything else around this in the future? Because this is such a wonderful book. I hope it ends up being like a whole series. So what's next in the future for you and writing?
So I'm actually really excited about this. I'm a mom of 2 girls. So everything I do, I think of them in mind. So my next book, it's not a picture book. It's called I Am a Davy, and it's a positive self-affirmation book for little girls. So it's gonna feature the Davies, a handful of them, and just kind of explain who they are, and then have affirmations that relate to them that little girls can repeat and say for themselves, so they can feel like I am a Davy too, because they are.
So one last quick question. I didn't tell you I was gonna ask you this. So is there a boy in the future?
A little boy?
Yes.
So I do want one more child. However, boy or girl, it's not up to me. Of course, I would love one, but I am to being a girl mom too. So, whatever is meant for me, I am open to it.
So please let everybody know where they can find the book, My Mama is a Davy.
My Mama is a Davy is currently on Amazon. It's selling in paperback. It's available on Kindle, and it's available in hardcover. It's also available on Barnes & Noble, just in hardcover.
And we will make sure that we post a link for everybody so that they can purchase the book for themselves. Kirti, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. We will be right back.
Certainly hope you are enjoying this Saturday morning with Mocha in the Morning. But if you have anything you want to share, this is it. This is your time. An anniversary, birthday, celebration, whatever it is, you can share that with us.
That's right. So take a look at this week's Mocha Moment. Mocha Marbles. Oh, it is the end of season 5. We have had a blast having you here with us each and every Friday and Saturday since we kind of changed up in the mid-season. We are so excited for season 6 to come. We have certainly enjoyed the new followers, the new folks tuning in, and we hope that you will continue to share our show and make sure that you invite other Mocha Marbles, right, Jorge?
Absolutely. What I love about this show is that, it's really like a series of public service announcements, because you get some real information and you learn some things.
Yeah, absolutely. You sure do. You learn a lot of things.
No, it's been wonderful hosting the show with you, and of course all of our contributors, all the Mocha Marbles, making all of these Mocha memories, and we just cannot wait to make even more, thank all of you for allowing us into your homes and into your lives, into your metaverse, sharing our Mochaverse.
That's right. I love it. Listen, have an amazing, amazing weekend, rest of your weekend, a wonderful summer. We'll see you in the fall for season 6.
And a special thank you to all the people like when we had no lighting to having lighting to no background to having backgrounds.
He was in the trenches with us when we was just starting. Now we here.
Hey! Oh, she's out. Get out of it!
Listen, started from the bottom, now we here.
We're like, okay, if you look behind me, we're like